great. Right, everybody. The little baby chicken was dead, and the 16-year-old version of me knew that this was the worst thing that had ever happened. Of course, it wasn't the worst thing that had ever happened. For starters, I'm not really an animal person. I like animals fine, but I'm not one to anthropomorphize animals or imbue them with human characteristics. And like we had a family dog for most of my life who was great, Pepsi, rest in peace. But I treated him the way that someone might treat like a distant family member that they liked, or like a visitor to your house, like a cousin or like a foreign exchange student. That was sort of how I related to Pepsi. And the other thing is. The second reason that it wasn't the worst thing that ever happened was because when I was 12, I nearly died, which is worse than the chicken dying. But back to the chicken. I remember a few things about this chicken. The first thing I remember is that I named him the Colonel, which was a hilarious play on the fact that I worked at KFC at the time. The second thing is I remember that when the Colonel died, I was holding him in my hand, and I was just willing him to not be dead. Like I was sort of like trying to like focus all my energy to this dead chick. So the chicken was a year 11 biology thing, right? So you get a chicken, you have to raise it, it imprints on you, but instead of imprinting on me, it died, which wasn't the same thing. So I was just trying to bring it back. I was like, oh, if I just look at this chicken hard enough, it'll come back to life. And like, the chicken was fine like 5 minutes ago, and just now it was not fine. So I remember that, and I remember when it died, it evacuated itself in my hand, which is apparently a thing that happens when you die. And that, when it pooped on my hand, that was when calling it the Colonel seemed in bad taste at that point. So I went out to my lounge room, as you do when you're 16, and my parents were there, and I presented this chicken to them, and said, my chicken is dead, the Colonel is dead. And my mum, who's very similar to me in a lot of ways, she said, it's okay, honey, you probably won't fail year 11 biology just because your chicken died. She knows what's up. My dad, who is not like my mom, told me that, hey, I should just take the chicken into KFC the next night. So I should talk about my dad a little bit. The story involves him. My dad is a Geordie, which means from the north of England. Has anyone been to the north of England?
Yes.
Yes. One person, excellent. So those of you that aren't familiar with the north of England and all reality TV shows from that part of the world, it's a strange place. And the accent is like a cross between Scottish and something that's even more indecipherable than Scottish. Just combine them together. And so my wife and I went to Newcastle a few years ago, and we went to a movie at like 5 o'clock. We got out of the movie at like 7. We walked out of the movie theater, and it was like, you know that feeling when you're at a party and you're the only one sober enough to deal with the cops who are definitely coming? It was like that for a whole city. It was just bedlam. Anyway, he's from that place, but I think as a result of that, he's like responsibly liberated. Like he doesn't drink, but like so. Here's an example. When I had my first real girlfriend, he came into me, you know. And he gave me this white paper bag, the way that someone might hand like a preschooler, like a lunch box on the first day of school. This white paper bag just filled to the brim with like loose individual condoms. That's the kind of guy my dad is, and that's how I've always seen him, as like this sort of like joking guy who's like never takes anything very seriously. So when this chicken died, I was despondent. I was like 16-year-old. White boy crying on my bed, and like I couldn't figure out why, right? And for this story, I wanted to get to the bottom of why I was so despondent. So I went around to my parents' place, and I'm an only child, so they've kept everything I've ever done in a cupboard below the house. And but I couldn't find the notebooks or anything from year 11 biology, so I couldn't figure out what happened. But I did find a lot of documents from when I was 12. When I was in grade 6. When I was 11. When I was 11. When I was in grade 6. So the nearly dying thing, back to that. When I was 11, I nearly died. I was at home, and I just had a seizure for no reason. Well, the reason was I had encephalitis and pneumonia and meningitis all at once in a weird kind of combo thing. And they didn't know that at times. So they were just like, why is this boy seizing up? So I went to the hospital. They gave me a lumbar puncture. I was like in and out of consciousness. It was a real bad time. And so yeah, and I lost my memory. Was one of the biggest things that happened to me then. Is like I lost my memory. So the years of like grade 5 and 6, I just remember like almost nothing. Like they just pumped me full of these drugs to make me better that eliminated most of my memory. And so I remember like little flashes. Like I remember I had this book that I would carry around everywhere. And they tell me that what was in the book was the names of my family and friends and like what time school started and stopped. I don't remember anything about that. What I do remember is the cover of the notepad was Mickey Mouse playing soccer. That's what I remember. And so so I have no memory of that. And like so apparently what I would be doing is like I would like be reading a book, and I'd like read a page and then turn the page, and then immediately forget what was on the previous page. So it's like, whoa, this doesn't make sense. This is a terrible book. Or I'd like be doing something and then go to the toilet and then come out of the toilet and be like, where am I? Which is disconcerting. And apparently it sounds hilarious to me now, but apparently at the time it was very distressing. Yeah, no memory of anything that happened there. But going through my parents' house and finding these documents, I found, none of this I'd seen before, by the way. I found all these get well messages from my friends. Like one from my friend Nick was like, soon you'll be back to playing Nintendo. Except he misspelled Nintendo, so it was soon you'll be back to playing Nintendo. And he'd drawn what's obviously a PC. Stupid. And so but there was also like all these emails, and this was from like 1999, so like the nascent internet. So like they're all printed out on like the dot mates. Like, you peel the sides off, you know those ones. Some people get it. And so it's all these emails from people that I don't know, but they're all addressed to me at an email address I don't recognize. And what I finally figured out from context had happened was that my dad had set up an email address and just got everyone that he knew to email it with like well wishes. And because I couldn't remember anything, he like convinced me that these people were my friends who were wishing me well. So like hundreds of his work colleagues was like emailing this like 11-year-old boy they don't know to trick him into feeling good. Which again, my dad. But the thing I found that I wanted to share, I guess, is this this forum post that my dad posted when I was sick, and it's this forum for parents of sick kids. And again, my dad, you know, a lot of you probably have the same relationship with your dad. Like, your dad's stoic. He's just like a guy that you grow up with, and like he never seems flapped by anything. He's unflappable. This forum post was about how he dealt with me being sick, and apparently, and again, none of this I knew. When I came home from hospital, when I would sleep, I would have these like night terrors. Like I wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd be thrashing about in my sleep, like running from things in pain. And so my dad would sleep beside my bed. And he writes in this forum post about like how he didn't know what to do, didn't know how to make me better. And he tried a lot of things, and eventually what he took to doing was just sitting beside me as I was having these awful nightmares, being chased by things, and just talking me through them, like having a dialogue with me while I was sleeping. He said what he would say is, he would say, all right, you've gotten through the hard part, now I want you to breathe in, and when you breathe in, you'll be breathing in a gas that takes the pain away, and everything will feel good, and when you breathe out, you'll be breathing out all the pain, and you won't feel scared anymore. And he would just do that over and over again until me in my sleep believed it, and did that, and I would quiet down. And he talks about this process of how eventually he found that would work, and that was the most important thing in his life that he did. And that's a side of my dad I'd never seen before, and I didn't know about until a few weeks ago when I went to try and see why I was so upset about this biology homework. Shouldn't refer to the chicken as biology homework. Why I was so upset about the kernel. And I think maybe maybe the 16-year-old version of me looking at this chicken and wanting it to be okay was kind of, you know, like I tried my best to bring the Colonel back, and I couldn't do it. The Colonel's dead. God bless you, Colonel. But I'm still here, and that's my story. Yeah.